Hello guys, my name is Armin. In today's episode, Learning AutoCAD, we're gonna take another look at layers. So this is gonna be part two. We're gonna take a look at the properties layers plus state manager. So layer state manager is the area that you can manipulate viewports. This is a very important one that I want you to basically be introduced to, and it's going to help you a lot when you are creating your compiled penetration drawings, or if you want to manipulate any different type of AutoCAD. So hoping that I'll be able to add a little bit tips and tricks to your toolbox. If you like the content, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Okay, so in this section, I just want to go over all of these little icons on top that you can see right here under the Layer Properties Manager. So the first one is creating a filter. So this is really helpful if you have a project that has 200, 300, 500 layers and you want to have filters for the different groups, like you want to put floors on one, annotations on one. This is the way to go, right? So if I click on a filter, it's going to open up a box for me. I want to manage just floor layers, for example. And as soon as I click here, you can see it's basically tell like bring the star means everything, right? So I want to get and then everything that start with, let's say, F. So you can see as soon as I do that, it basically bring all of the layers that I have my floors. So I want to set OK, and you can see basically creating a filter for my floor layers with all the attributes. So no matter how you want to use it, it just can create everything for like your annotation, floor, clouds or whatnot, what you have. So you can basically just create it over here for the layers. It's going to give you a better access instead of going here and finding stuff. You can kind of click on the floor layer or do your filter layer and basically get to the items. You can also create groups, same process, so you can kind of create groups. It's going to be the filter, but it's not going to be basically just group all of those in one layer, and you can kind of use them. Just easily click on it, you can add items to it and create your group. So the next one right there, this is a layer state manager. So we're going to talk about a little bit more in detail when we get to the layout tab. But for now, just know the layer states manager. It's basically is going to give you the power to name items, to move them, edit them, save them for all the XREF and layers that you have in your model, in your viewports, and also in your layout tabs. We're gonna get to these, give you a few tips and tricks on this one. Again, right here, same icon that you see, you can create a new layer. If you want a layer for your group and you want to kind of place them over here, you can click on it, name it, assign something to this. This is gonna freeze and unfreeze the new layers for all the viewports in all the views that you have. This one is gonna delete them. This is gonna make it current. So it's mostly all the items that we had access and went through it before. Uh, this one right there is gonna kind of refresh. This is the toggle override highlight that we were kind of talking about on the items that we have. If you want to go from one to another one and you want to toggle between all of these, you can kind of use these line items and you can kind of turn them on and off. Like this one, it basically tell you. So when I click on it, it only shows me this layer one that I have that I already created. Doesn't have anything on it. So you see, it kind of turn gray as we talk about, or white. So I already created a layer, but there's no object assigned to it. So it's kind of showing me this one. And if you turn like blue, is all of the other ones is basically turning blue and gonna give you the updates. Settings. This is really important, especially these panel. But I want to go through these. So this one you can evaluate new layers added to the drawing. Basically you get notified, save it. I think all of these is pretty basic. I never touch all of that. I just leave them on the default. By the items that I want to go is with the XREF, because with the most of the CADs that you'll receive have some XREF models in it, and when you let's say you want to explode them, you want to change the color, you want to move anything, if you have an XREF in your model, it's not going to change. If you see all of those, this is a location that you need to come. So you come to your layers property manager and you basically click on settings. So this one, it says return overlays to XREF layer properties. I'm going to come and check this one. So I almost all the time I want to have all of these checked because I want to move it, right? And then when you're done, just check this box. So you basically turning the XREF in an actual object with the layers in your model. So it's not an XREF anymore. You can access to all the layers in your property layers. You can change the colors. You can move everything. So it's not going to be a problem for you anymore. So when you get in CAD, when you want to change the color, you want to explode and you want to change everything, you see like nothing is going to change because that's XREF. This is the place that you need to come. So you can check this box and all of those XREF model is going to be treated in the actual layers in your model. So this is a very important part. Please make sure you pay attention to this one. Okay, so let's talk about viewports and layer states manager. Let's just jump to the layout tab and let me close out these layer properties. So most of the drawings that you see on the PDF side of it, you can see there's like a key site plan or the key project plan created over here. So I want to show you how easily you can create that in your drawings and how you can change the color and also how you basically put a box in there to show which is this area that's showing on your key plan. So I'm going to basically just type viewports. Viewports. Okay, so click on this one. So it's gonna open up a box for me for create new viewport. So I have single, vertical, horizontal, right, like any type of viewport. If you want a different one, you can right here change the visual style. How do you want to be look like? Change view to if you have a setup, if you have 3D, 2D, and the spacing if you have multiple like these viewports, so you can kind of put the spacing. I'm gonna stick with the single right now. It's gonna tell me where you want to put it. I'm gonna say okay, I just want to put it over here in this box, and it's gonna take a second, and you can see. So right now it's gonna give me the whole site plan or just project that I have versus just the actual items that I have here. So this is just a corner of that project. This is the whole key site plan. So this is where we can use the layer states manager. So if I double click in and I want to type layer states manager, so I don't want to save one, I just want a layer state manager. So it's going to open up a box for me, layer state manager. I'm going to create new site key plan or whatever you want to name it, project, and it's gonna assign a one settings for this. So if you remember, I was talking about you can change the color, you can change the name, you can change the properties. This is a place that we can use it. And right now I want to go to edit. As you can see, when I hit edit, it's gonna open up all the assignment that is basically assigned to these uh, viewports. So it's not gonna touch the actual model. It's gonna just deal with the viewports that I have. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select all. I'm gonna change this color, I don't know, to this gray. Save, restore, and I want to double click outside. And then you can see in like a second, let's just see to up what's going on. Yeah, it turns everything into gray. So it hasn't changed the color of my actual model. If I go back to my model, let me click on it, still has the same attributes, colors. If I come here, only dealing with the viewports that I created because I create one settings for the viewport. You can do the same thing for this. You can select that window, create basically a state manager or a settings, and basically manipulate that window that you have. Let's do something else. So right now what I'm gonna do, it's pretty easy that I like. I just want to put like a box basically around this area, so it's gonna show me what's going on over here. So people might do it in a different way. Some people might to put it around this window, create a layer, and then go to modify, change space. So basically, show you. But I think I kind of figured out an easier way to do it. So as soon as I kind of double click inside here, I can go to box, and as soon as I put, you can see as soon as I'm moving stuff, it's gonna show here in my key plan. So I want to only show like I'm working in this area, and even if you want, let me just make it a little bit smaller, or also I can change the color of it. So I can create a layer for this. Let's just say site key plan, and then change the color to red. And then I'm gonna go select it over here, and then key plan. There you go. Let me close this one. So you can see I have this box turned to red, and as soon as I do that, it basically put that box around the area that I want, right? So if I wanna, let's say, I just wanna go on this one and then make it like a smaller, bigger, whatnot. You can kind of do the same thing. You can kind of change the shape if you only want to do this. This is really easy to kind of manipulate and kind of show what the actual area you want. I can adjust this on this area, and then it's not going to anything affect this viewport. So I think this is a kind of a great way to create a site key plan, change the color to like a gray area, and also you can put any type of shape like box, or rectangular or circle, whatever you need per your project, and do it. So you don't need to do any other stuff, change the space, do the viewport. Just make sure you select these, and then as soon as you put the box around this area, you'll be able to kind of see it in there. I hope you guys like this video. Please make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video.